Hello, welcome back to All About Rava, where it's all about me. And today we've taken a day in the park to relax. I really wanted to distract myself after accomplishing so much. We started our music theory lessons with a friend, with someone who knows what they're doing, someone very intelligent and near and dear to my partner's heart. So after that, actually, let's take a moment to congratulate ourselves for taking the step and keep on keeping on, because it was a little difficult because I wanted to start the thing right away. This is my pattern. I identify a problem, I identify something that needs to be done in order for me to get to the next step of whatever I'm setting my mind to, and then I want to get it done now. I want to find the person or find the lesson, the course, the class, start it right away and get going, because the mountains just seem so exceptionally high to climb. It feels like it's going to take forever, but ultimately that's just me being in panic mode. I'm not sure if I spoke about this in my previous videos, but I have been dissecting this with my therapist, this idea of panicking and this time frame, this deadline that's constantly hanging over my head with everything that I do. Part of it, yes, is capitalism and the society that we live in, because productivity is something that is encouraged in a very detrimental way to creativity and to the arts. But another part of it is my upbringing and this need to achieve perfection and to achieve the result, move on and plan for the next one and get that done too. The focus is always the destination and never the journey. We have come here to live a human experience because we want to enjoy the journey. And it feels like this has been my lesson, getting back to that idea. I have spent a lot of my years in survival mode, which has been something that was handed down to me from my father, from my mom, because they came here as immigrants to this country and they have had to hustle and work diligently and with a lot of discipline, not only for them, but also for their children, me, my siblings, in order to make something of ourselves after losing everything back home or coming from nothing. That lesson is still here with us. And so we're learning to get away from that. We're learning to move beyond survival mode and really take our time and enjoy the steps that it requires to get there. Learning brings me so much joy and it brings me so much understanding of myself and the world around me. And I never want to stop. I also want to move beyond this idea that learning has to always lead somewhere. Yes, there are certain aspects of my life and certain goals that I have that I do want to achieve, right? And that will actualize into something productive or something that I can hand over to the world. But ultimately, if I'm always focusing on that instead of taking a breath and being present to what is in front of me, to what I can see and experience with friends and family, those that I love, with my dog, I want to be able to enjoy that, and I don't want to retroactively reflect about my life and regret that I didn't take the time to really enjoy and savor each moment that I'm experiencing here. How can you do that when you're constantly in survival mode? How can you do that if everything that you want to accomplish brings you panic? Let it be your dream or not. If you're constantly in this emotional dysregulation, will you ever accomplish something and then enjoy it? Because it's one thing to get there. It's one thing to give into perfectionism and let that be the driver. But then when you do look back, are you happy with the time that you took to savor it? Have you savored it? I don't savor that. I want to move on to the next thing, and I want to focus on learning, achieving, moving on, without providing the space for validation and for appreciating and acknowledging the place where you find yourself. So today's reflection is about staying steady and staying very patient with the journey ahead, instead of worrying that you are very behind and that you're on a timeline. This journey requires you to savor it. This journey, this life really does require of you a sense of self that is calm, that sits in their confidence, so that you don't feel like you're not getting anywhere, constantly trying to achieve the next thing. So the lesson for today, especially during my music theory lesson, is to be patient with yourself, to stay intentional and present, and realize that there is no external force outside of yourself that is going to encourage you the most than you. A lot of us seek validation, want the confirmation that we are on the right path, and you will get that. You will get the confirmation if you're listening, if you're looking out and the numbers talk to you and people talk to you and you listen with your heart space open and not just with your mind. You're going to be able to tell that you're on the right path. Today during the lesson, I sat across the street from a building that said 333. And I know some of y'all are like, oh, but the numbers, whatever, it's coinkadink, and you're going to focus on the numerology of it all. And yes, I do believe that the world, the divine, the spirits, all of those entities, those energies, they speak to us through the people that cross your path. And you have to listen. And you have to believe that you are getting the signals to keep going, that you're on the right path, the path that your heart most desires. I can't tell you how impatient I have been in my life to just get there. I have navigated artistry in such a way that took me away from the process and from truly enjoying what I was doing and truly enjoying the connections that it brings me, because all I'm focused on is getting to the next step, and what that breeds within us is opportunism and manipulation of the self, because we're not necessarily interested in manipulating other people. We don't really know how to do that yet. Because, you got to play the game too. It's all these nuanced things that you have to really understand. There's a light and dark polarity to everything and to your journey. I've been so impatient in getting those lessons that I oftentimes didn't give myself the pat on the back that I needed to acknowledge that I'm here, that I'm doing the damn thing, that I'm facing my fears, that I'm being courageous with everything that I'm doing. That's the hard part. Stopping, taking a deep breath, and telling yourself that you're doing a good job, you're being brave, you're doing the damn thing, you're standing in front of everyone and being the most vulnerable you can be through your singing. It could be different for you, dear listener, right? It could be you're sharing your writing or playing a sport that you didn't let yourself play as a kid. Whatever it is, you'll know you're there because it brings you joy, because it fills you with so much vibrant energy that you can't help but smile from ear to ear because you're doing what you're supposed to do. Anyway, I hope that you got some gems out of this. My baby girl wants me to go because she wants to walk. She's giving me a look like, bitch, let's go. Okay, like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notification bell so that you get a notification every time I post a new video. Follow my social media. Links are going to be down below. The Rava Podcast is linked down below for you to also check it out, and I'll see you on the next one.